What's good, everybody? We got the Bar Talk legend in the building, my boy Bruno. Man, what's up?
What up? Thank y'all for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Got my lovely lady out here as well.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
You know, my partner in crime and all things. You know, so I appreciate y'all bringing me out.
Nah, facts, man. So we gonna go and get into it, man. Just give us a breakdown about how you started to where you at now.
Yeah. So Bar Talk Bruno, the brand, it started. My wife and I, we bought a house. I don't know, a year and a half or so ago.
About a year ago.
And I built the bar in the house because we always entertain. We always had people over. We always got things going on. That's always our thing. And one day I just decided, look, let's turn the camera on. Let's flip the camera on. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's make some drinks or whatever. And one thing kind of led to another. We made some drinks and we started getting a little bit of traction. I said, okay, well, let's stick with this. Let's kind of see where this thing goes. And you know, that was last March, I think.
Yep.
March of 2025.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And since then, I mean, you've seen it, but we just crossed 1 million followers on all platforms today, actually.
Damn.
And you know,
What's up, man?
appreciate
Yeah, clap for that, man. That's big.
Appreciate it,
Thanks, man.
and you know, the best thing about it is we did it when we started this thing. I didn't start it to try to gain any type of fame or whatever. It was just naturally me being me. Like, this is who I am. Who y'all see on camera, this is what you get in person as well.
Facts.
Same guy, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I really just wanted a way to bring people together. You know, and I like to make people laugh. I like to laugh. I like to build community. Yeah. And that is what kind of sparked my interest to try to run with it. Yeah. And you know, so all of these followers kind of started coming in. We just crossed 1 million followers, and you know, with that came other things as well. So not only did the people start following, but the brands, they started following. And so all of the bigger brands that you know, your Don Julios, your Patrons, and all the, you know, your Hennessy's, they all follow me. They all tap in. Yeah. And you know, again, that just became one thing about this whole thing that I just never even thought was possible.
Yeah,
you know, I'm like, wait a second, I'm drinking this one day. Next thing you know, I'm talking to their reps. It's crazy, right? I'm like, somebody got to be tricking me or something, you know. Facts. And you know, that also led to us, you know, starting to, you know, we created our own merch. Like I'm wearing a shirt right now with the PO up on it. And you know, then I wound up writing my own book. That led to my book, and published that in January. Yeah. So far, I mean, we've sold, I don't know, almost 10,000 copies. Man, that's crazy. All organically. No ads, no nothing. Yeah. And you know, it also retired me from work. So so yeah,
for that too, man.
Don't clap too much. That mean I got to see him every day.
Yep. So it retired me, and now this is what I do full time.
This is life.
I do my content. I talk to people. We do make appearances, we collaborations and things like that. And I love it. It's a dream come true. It's what I do.
Nah, thanks. Who taught you how to like make the cocktail drinks and everything like that? Was it just something you just started on your own, or?
Well, so you know, back in the day, I mean, like, you know, you making drinks and you making cocktails, you just might do something simple, rum and coke, or you know, whiskey and coke, whatever. But me always having an interest in it, you know, I kind of self-taught. I did a lot of research. I did my own study. I watched YouTube videos. I chat GBT'd a little bit. I did, you know, I watched other creators that were kind of in that same space. I watched what they were doing. I studied some people, and I started kind of coming up with my own stuff as well, just doing my own research. And, you know, it started to pop. So now it also, and here's another thing. It also kind of put me in the mindset to where I can teach people that you don't have to be a licensed bartender to learn how to entertain your folks and your people. You can learn this stuff from your own home. And that's another layer that also, you know, motivated me to continue to go, because the industry is so intimidating to the average person. Bartenders, mixologists, they make it very intimidating for the regular people who want to, you know, mix and do some things. So I'm like, look, don't let them people intimidate you. You can do your own thing. This is what you need. Just get this, that, and you're good. So a lot of it was self-taught, online, Chat GPT this, YouTube that, watching videos, studying, learning, and one thing led to another.
Man, that's
Absolutely.
crazy. You plan on doing this for like the rest of your life?
So I can't tell y'all too much because I mean, I don't want to let rabbits out of the hat, cats out of the bag and stuff. But as long as I can do it, as long as I can continue to be there as a I'm gonna say a beacon of community for people, then I would love to do that in any way, form, or fashion I can. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it might be Bar Talk Bruno making drinks this day, and I might be on your TV screen the next day. You never know.
I about to say, man, because you got your, I mean, you can bartend till you 100 years old. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
I can see you having your own restaurants down the line. Yeah, all that.
We talked about that. We thought about that. You know, and we've had conversations about that as well. You know, I think for me, like if I did, you know, want to start my own establishment, I wouldn't want to actually be behind the bar. I would actually want to be the person that creates the environment. Facts. You know what I mean? So when people come in, they can still have that same kind of experience because of how, you know, how it's set up, how people are trained and things like that. I wouldn't want to be spending my time behind that bar though. You imagine if I opened up a spot, like the line be around the corner. You know what I mean? Like I got kids.
Nah, facts.
You know?
Facts.
So
Facts.
I think he's done a good job at not pigeonholing himself. So there's so many avenues he can go down in the future. So I see him evolving.
Nah, facts. He definitely going to evolve and grow. And like, I know you was big time because I'm from a small town, bro. I'm from Crockett, Texas, bro. And like when George told me about your page, I looked you up, bro. And I had like over 200 some people from my hometown follow you, bro. And I was like, he big time. You know what I'm saying?
And I appreciate that, man. It's for me, man, it's about the people, man. Like I love people. I love connection. I like meeting people from every walk of life, man. Like that's, I don't know what it is. I love community. I love people. I like bringing people together, man. I'm all about folks and people, man. People.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And you know, and I wouldn't be able to do not even half of what I'm doing without her.
Nah, facts. I already know it's a team. You know what I'm saying? Team or team. You know what I'm saying?
She's my support system. We don't have no whole big team around us, and she's all the other hats that I ain't wearing.
Nah, facts.
You know what I mean? The ideas, the collaborations, anytime I get a brand that hits me up, like about, like, hey, let's collaborate, let's work, I'm going straight to her. Like, hey, what you think? How you think this look? You know, whatever, and we go from there. You know, so hats off to my lady.
Nah, facts,
got your back, bro. Somebody got to do it.
Nah, clap for that.
Facts.
Happy wife, happy life, right?
Nah, thanks, bro. That's black success for real. You know what I'm saying? Black success, man. Man, that's big time because, man, you can be making your own drinks. You be like 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say his name, but Puffy, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think he got him no more. I think he out the game, bro.
Yo, I don't condone anything that he just said. He was on his own with that one. I don't
I was just talking about, you know what I'm saying, being the owner of your own drink, your own brand, bro. You're gonna be big time with this, man.
I appreciate it, man. It's been a crazy journey so far, and you know, still to this day, I mean, there's still stuff happening behind the scenes that people don't know about, but you know, conversations being had, things being put into place that, you know, it still blows our mind to this day. You know, because we just look at ourselves like regular people, but we see the impact. You know, we see the influence. I mean, I don't have influencers that have, you know, 200,000 followers, whatever, that have been in it way longer than me.
Facts.
And they'll hit me up for advice. Like, man, like, you've been in this for about 10 years. Man. And you hit me up. I'm like, man, like, that influence is crazy to me. You know what I mean? And but you know, I love the game. I love what I do. I told you before, you know, I'm big on this growth with social media and trying to help people out wherever I can. Because a lot of people don't necessarily understand the game and the power behind it. And for me, like, I understood it early, like, okay, I got to continue to get my knowledge on this and grow on this and study the game, study other people, look at what they're doing, figuring out what's working, what's not working, analytics, everything. And that's kind of what really, really skyrocketed this thing. Just continued growth.
I thought you was in the game for like at least 10 plus years.
Yeah, I did too.
But only a year?
But
that's crazy,
so I'll say this. This iteration has only been for about a year. But I've had other pages before. I've been in social media before. When I was doing construction, I had a social media page. When I was in fitness for a brief period of time, we had a social media page. She has her own social media brand as well, because she homeschools the kids. And I mean, you want to tell them a little bit about how you started yours?
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of started the same way he did. I didn't have a desire to influence anybody. I just do me. I don't think we see a lot of black women in the homeschooling / homemaking space, not in a positive way. So I just wanted to show everybody we can do this too. We have our own community. You don't just have to see white women living this lifestyle.
Facts.
So I just shared my everyday life, and there was some influence there. You'd be surprised how many women don't know how to cook.
Man,
like just the basics.
Nah, you're right.
So I'm just sharing my everyday life.
Yeah.
And I don't care about all the followers, all of that. I just enjoy the community. Like you said, I enjoy seeing how simple things in everyday life just connects everybody. Yeah. I love that. And I love that about his page.
Nah, facts, man. A lot of people look up to y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Like, definitely keep doing what y'all doing.
Got to.
Yeah, both of y'all from Baltimore, right?
No, she's actually
Jersey.
She's from
Jersey. Hey, okay, Red. We gotta get Dave. I wish Red was on today. Red from Jersey, but
man, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing.
Oh, I was about to say,
man, this is like my fourth person I know from Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
I don't be hearing nothing but bad stuff about that.
Nah.
I'm just trying to figure out, you a Jets or Giants fan, or did we convert you to a Cowboys
Eagles fan? You an Eagles fan, right?
No, she's a Giants fan. She's over here with me.
You're a Giants fan. Okay.
Yeah, she got to be.
Yeah.
Me and her would not be able to be married if she was an Eagles fan. Man. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Because I know most of them be Eagles fans.
Giants.
Okay.
If you Cowboys or Eagles.
I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Because of him.
If you Cowboys or Eagles, that's the deal breaker. If we together, you cannot be Cowboys or Eagles. You can be Commanders. I'm cool with that.
Man. We Cowboys fans here.
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan.
All right, go ahead and wrap it up. It's nice knowing you. Go ahead and wrap it up. Pull the car around.
Y'all about to get Odell. It's okay. Y'all get Odell.
Oh, man.
Y'all get Odell, man.
Yeah. I mean, we put together a nice squad this year.
Y'all going to be straight, man.
Yeah.
Y'all going to be straight. So, just tell us about how was it just growing up in Baltimore and then making that move down to Texas.
Oh, man. Everything that you've heard, as far as the streets and how rough it can be, it's pretty much true. I mean, from my experience, Baltimore can break you. There's a lot of people that don't make it out, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people still there. I got family that's still there, still dealing with some of the same stuff. Yeah. And I know for me, I mean, I loved my city, but at the same time, I knew when I raised my family, I didn't want them in that environment at all. So when we had our first kid, I mean, that was one of the things I promised her, and I mean, it was rough when we first got together. We broke, like super broke. Yeah. And I was living in a room maybe half the size of this room. Dang. House should have been condemned. You know what I mean? But we transitioned from there. I mean, I moved my family and packed everything up in a car, and we drove 700 something miles to Atlanta.
I think we had like 3 bags of clothes and a TV, flat screen TV,
and our baby, and we just hit the road.
Hit the road,
man.
Yeah, and but Baltimore was rough though, man. Yeah. It was rough, but I mean, it can teach you a lot. It can teach you a lot about fortitude. It can help to build a foundation, and I'll always have that kind of love for Baltimore because it hardened me a little bit, so I can be able to sustain that type of defense when it comes to life. When life start kicking you while you're down, it didn't break me. Yeah, I mean, there's been times I've been down, and that inner Baltimore that I got, like it said, no, like what you doing? We're used to this.
No,
like,
thanks.
I mean, this is nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we took it from there, and we drove and we relocated and started our lives in Atlanta. Man. I got into construction, and before I retired, I've been doing construction for probably the last almost 10 years, and just building all around the country and building up apartments and getting into the business world and things like that. Yeah, and that also gave me the foundation for running a business because I got to see business from a whole different side. Yeah. And, so once I jumped out there, I was already ready mentally. Yeah. I was already ready and kind of already knew what I needed to set up, what I got to do, how I got to put this in play. Yeah. And how much time I had to put into it.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. So during that, and this is the funny part, and this is one thing I just want to put out there. A lot of people think when you get into social media and they think, this person has 100,000 followers or whatever, that, hey, this person must be well off. They must be rich by now or this and that. Yeah. She'll tell you, I was still working my 9 to 5 for I don't know how many months before this happened. And at the same time, I was getting up at 5:30 every morning, at the job site at 6:30 every morning. Yeah. I ain't getting back home until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I'm getting home, I'm hugging a kiss, I'm showering up, and I'm right at the bar making videos, making content, and editing and still posting. Yeah. And doing all that stuff every single night. Every night. Yeah. So it was double duty. Yeah. It was double duty. It was hard. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you see these influencers, like a lot of them, they still working 9 to 5s. It's rough.
Yeah.
But you gotta want it.
Yeah, you gotta want it.
Mm-hmm. You gotta put that time in.
Yeah, the grind don't stop.
Yeah,
don't stop, man. So you live in Georgia too, right?
Yeah. So we lived in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. We lived in near Memphis. We lived in Tennessee from there, and then we moved to San Antonio. Yeah, we've been in Texas for almost 7 years. Next year it'll be 7 years.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Dang. So out of all the cities you've been in, which one you like the best?
Oh, Dallas for me for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dallas for sure.
Yeah.
Hers was San Antonio.
San Antonio.
No. No. Before you bought my house, that was my favorite place we lived. Not city. Okay. Oh, I just like where we lived.
So you learn something? Oh, for real?
Oh yeah,
she might be saying that just because.
You know they'll be Cowboys fans.
A close second would have to be Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a close second.
Camera go off, she be like, all right, get me up out of here. All this traffic.
I love the diversity of Georgia.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So where we are right now with the brand, we are in a transition period right now. Just still kind of transitioning from, you know, working to doing this full time. So still trying to find our flow. Yeah. So like we've had to hire help like around the house, you know, things like that. Because we're putting so much time and attention into this and other things. Yeah. But it's working out. It's definitely working out. We've grown exponentially since then, since we kind of made the full-time transition. Yeah. And it's been lovely. Again, it's been lovely. It's that there are partnerships that have been that have happened already that I really can't speak too much on. Yeah. Big partnerships that I don't want to you know mess up by saying it, but you guys will see it when it comes out. Thanks. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on behind the scenes, man, that I'm trying to continue to grow and push this brand with, man. Yeah. And anybody that I can inspire and motivate along the way, I'm happy to do it.
No, thanks, man. You're definitely somebody big time to look up to. You know
definitely inspiring a whole new generation, man.
Thank you, man.
For real. I wanted to ask, what other avenues do you have outside of Bar Talk Bruno that you're doing, if you don't mind sharing? If you can go into detail. I know you said there's some things you can't.
So when you say other avenues, are you talking about with Bar Talk Bruno other than just the content?
Just with your brand.
So with the brand overall, we are eventually launching back up, doing our merch.
Nice. Okay.
Shut our merch down in order to put more focus on the book that we published. But we're eventually bringing it back out. So we had cups and things like that. We had T-shirts, we had hats and things like that, hoodies, all type of stuff. So we're eventually bringing that back out. I can't give you a solid date yet because I want to do it the right way when I bring it back out. Obviously the book has been probably the most successful thing that we've done.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. So self-published through our Lulu. And like I said, we're coming up on 10,000 copies. So we got a digital physical. And then we have a bundle that we sell. And then we're getting ready to start writing volume 2, which I plan on releasing, I want to say, what did we say, July?
Yeah.
I think we said
summer is over.
Yeah. So in July, we're getting ready to work on volume 2. So that's coming pretty soon. What else is? Oh yeah. So the brand deals is another thing. The brands that we work with. So we do content, and you'll start to see a lot more of that, where we collaborate with bigger brands. So we just did a collaboration last week with Evan Williams.
Nice.
They just did
that's big. That's big business right there.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
They just released a new blackberry flavor, so they hit me up. I don't know, it's been probably a month and a half ago, and told me that they were highly interested, and they wanted to work together, and we negotiated it. Yeah. Got the deal done, and did the content, and everything worked out.
You've done Don Julio.
Yeah, we done Don Julio. Yeah. Patron just sent us some stuff too last week. I guess I'll tell him this, but since I don't have an NDA for it, but we just signed a deal last week. Moet Hennessy owns a tequila brand, Volcan. Okay. So we just signed a deal with them last week for the next 2 months.
We gotta clap on that, bro. That's big business.
A lot of accolades, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
No, thanks, bro.
So we just signed that deal last week, so we'll be gearing up to get ready to do some work with them going into this next month and the month after that as well.
Congratulations on that, man.
Thanks, man.
So beyond that, we actually just signed with a new agency. Yeah. We were working with an agency before. previously at the top of the year, things didn't necessarily work out. They weren't necessarily what we were looking for. So we signed with a bigger agency that is geared towards pushing more opportunities and getting more inbound opportunities and collaboration in business. So we just signed with them, 2 weeks ago? Something like that?
Yeah, I think it's only been 2 weeks. Yeah.
About 2 weeks.
Okay.
So they'll be handling a lot of our management behind the scenes when it comes to our brand deals, when it comes to collaborations, potential appearances, things of that nature. So that is another big change that just recently happened. But beyond that, that is for the most part pretty much it. And then I mentioned it to him as well, actually before we started. My wife and I, we have our podcast.
Go ahead and introduce it.
We haven't really told too many people about it. We're bringing it back out. We started it 2 years ago. You want to kind of tell them a little bit about it?
Nice.
Yeah, so it's called Grown Folk Business Podcast.
Yeah.
And we get on there and we talk all things marriage, relationships, family life, business, whatever you can think of. All the things that we go through on a day-to-day basis that other people can relate to. It's just a chill, laid-back environment. We're going to pull up.
Yeah.
We're going to sip. We're going to just have our banter. And, it's cool because we just like to pop our ish together.
Yeah, that's right.
We have fun together. We laugh and get serious sometimes because life be lifing. But, we want to maintain the relatability with, our viewers and have fun with y'all. So,
facts.
But, I think through the podcast, it'll open a door for us to do a lot more just lifestyle content.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, yes, he connects behind the bar, but people want to know you.
Yeah, exactly.
People want to know you.
Yeah.
And we love that. We love that kind of connection. So I'm excited for people to get to know the personality, the life, like the real him.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Man, that's crazy. And you touched on every point that I was about to say, you know what I'm saying? Like podcasting and then doing what you do with the drinks, that mix in together like peanut butter and jelly, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely gonna like exploit you out, you know what I'm saying, even more. So I love that idea.
Absolutely. We wanted to have y'all on one.
Facts, right?
And it's at the crib. So and we right at the bar too. So you can expect when y'all come through, it's definitely gonna be a pull up, it's gonna be a sipper. I'm gonna show y'all a couple things. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Looking forward to it.
With it, man.
Absolutely.
I'm down with it. We got cigars in the dough, you know what I'm saying? So
let's go. I like it.
I'll bring some cigars in the dough, my boy. And fellowship with cigars and cocktails, man.
That'd be a crazy collab podcast.
Thanks. Drinking and smoking.
You know what I mean? Sure. People like, what in the world am I watching? I just walk into
live entertainment. Live entertainment. I wanted to touch on something that you were speaking about, working a 9 to 5 and also building your brand. Talk about some of the challenges you faced to get to where you're at. I think everybody sees that, you know, you have 1 million followers and they think it was easy, but you stating that you had to work a 9 to 5, you had to move a couple of times. Talk about some of the challenges that you guys face. And I do want to say congratulations to the both of you guys on everything, everything that you guys are doing and inspiring us. Like we were talking about this the other day, that it's an honor and a privilege to meet y'all and to be able to sit and talk with y'all. So I definitely want to give y'all your flowers.
Big time.
I appreciate
big
that.
time. Seriously.
So it's definitely not void of challenges. But the challenges look a multitude of different ways, man. It's obviously the obvious one is the time, right? It's the time and the energy that you got to put into it, because it's going and working your job. It's coming home and you having to switch and shift gears and getting into not only whatever person or whatever thing that you're putting out there to the world, but also just mentally having to compartmentalize from, I just got off work from these long hours, or people sending emails at the end of the day or whatever. And now I got to mentally try to shift gears and get into that mode. Like mentally, it can be a lot, it can be taxing, but you got to be willing to do it, you know? And then you have other things like, so, you know, my ending of work, we can kind of touch on this a little bit, but I got laid off. Right?
Oh, dang.
I got laid off. The company I was working for, I was working on a contract basis, so I was a contractor per se, right? And I got laid off on a random day. I left work, came home on a Tuesday, and I was actually filming. I just got done filming content with Bar Talk Bruno. And at the end of it, I was taking my little, congratulatory sip for myself, finishing the content, and I got the call over the phone. Right? I got the call over the phone. I got laid off, right? And I hung up the phone, and I had straight up peace. I had peace. God gave me peace in that moment. And I went in the room. I had my little drink. I went in the room, and I told her. She sat down next to me, and normally something like that probably would have shook me a little bit, but I was smiling.
Yeah.
I was smiling in that moment, and I said, God gave me some peace, and she had peace.
Yeah.
And the days that followed, I started, I updated my LinkedIn page and stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let's, whatever, let's get back out there, right? And I updated my LinkedIn page and everything, so I started getting recruiters hitting me up and things like that. And she looked and she said, that's not for you. She said, you're supposed to be here. And that's what gave me the wherewithal to say, you know what, I'm putting this down, and I'm gonna stay forward, keep going with Bar Talk Bruno, right? But there's the challenge of also. The reason I brought that up is because you got people that you work with as you start to grow and your page starts to get bigger. Some people are going to see you, and they don't like that.
They gonna hate.
Exactly. It don't matter what kind of content you do. You could be doing church content. It don't matter what you're doing. They gonna hate on it.
That's the next question I was about to ask you. That's crazy.
They gonna hate on it. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be a business owner. They want you to continue to be a worker.
Exactly.
Right? So there's that challenge, right? Of I still gotta go to work knowing that some of these people probably already see my page. I know it. You know what I mean? And so the amount of challenges is immensely immeasurable. But you have to see the value of the journey that you're on and be able to say, you know what, like this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. I understand this job is an investor into my future, but it's not more important than my future. Like I want to do this, and I believe in it. I'm gonna keep on going. So that was probably the biggest challenge to be able to get up every day knowing that there were things behind the scenes or people behind the scenes that didn't like what I was doing. Even though I didn't say it. I knew that they all saw it.
I was going to ask you that building your success, were you surprised to see the amount of haters or the amount of people that were like wishing on your downfall?
No.
Oh, okay.
You got, I automatically got so much going against me already. I'm in a certain kind of world, and I'm the only one, and they see this, they already. You know what I mean?
I work twice as hard.
Right. And then you got the fact that, hey, look, most of these people, and it's nothing against people who work 9 to 5, people, but most of them are not bold enough to go out and step out on their own and chase their dreams. They're okay with having that safety net and that check. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But those people hate on the people who are bold enough to go out and do their own thing. Right. So I wasn't surprised. I expected it. I expected it. And still to this day, I still get haters. I get them in my comments all the time. I get them. I'm like, whatever. All right, whatever.
I'm winning.
You sitting in my comment section. I'm
over here pouring up.
You know what I mean? I'm like, all right,
that's going your people even more. You know?
So I mean, it come with the game. It come with the game. It is what it is. You just gotta let it roll off your shoulders and you keep on going.
For sure. I'm gonna say what a wise man told me. He said, "Don't ever be scared of rejection. Because rejection is gonna open up bigger doors for you later on in the future. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep grinding. You're gonna be big time, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pull up. Yo, everybody gotta say pull up.
Pull up, man.
What's good? Episode 36. Bar Talk Bruno, man.
What up?
Welcome to In the Dough, man.
What up?
How's it going today, man?
Thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
All right, man. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about Bar Talk before the fame, man.
Yeah. Oh, you said before the fame.
Before the fame.
Man, I'm just a kid from Baltimore, man. I'm a kid from Baltimore on the west side, man, and grew up in a rough city. Had a rough life, Had family around me, but had a rough life, and it's something that I always keep near and dear to my heart. But I didn't want to stay there. I did not want to stay there once I started my life. So when I started my life and met my lovely wife, and we started having kids, we relocated, and I wound up getting into construction. I've been in construction for the last decade, and been going all around the country, building up apartments and restaurants, things like that, and eventually it brought me here to Texas, and eventually brought me here to Dallas specifically. And since as of recent, I'm recently retired from that because of Bar Talk Bruno. So I appreciate that because of Bar Talk Bruno. So this is now what I do full time. So I guess I'm assuming you want to know kind of how everything got started and kind of how it. Okay, so my wife and I we bought a house almost a year and a half ago. And the first thing I did, I said, look, I got to build a bar up in here. Because I always entertain. I always got people over. I like to, do pubs, whatever. And I didn't really know too much about cocktail making, about mixology, things like that. And, so I said, let's build the bar, whatever. We start making drinks. I start kind of doing my thing. And one day I said, hey, let's turn the camera on. Let's just see what happens. And one thing led to another, and you see, I mean, it blew up. It blew up like crazy. So we just crossed 1 million followers across all platforms.
Nice.
I appreciate it.
How does it feel to wake up knowing 1 million across all? Golly,
man, listen, man, it's still surreal. I still wake up and I'm like, man, it's got to be a dream.
Yeah,
even though I know I should be used to it by now, doing it this long, but it still feels like a dream. Yeah. You know what I mean? And even more so is when I think the biggest part for me is the impact and the influence. When I get those messages and I get those DMs late at night, I get those married men saying, hey man, like you really did something for me and my wife, because we, now we can come together over this drink. Like I brought this to her, or my wife brought this drink to me, and this another element to our marriage. Like we bond over cocktails, right? Yeah. Those messages, those things are the things that really hit me hard, because I love community. I'm all about people. I like bringing people together however I can. Mm-hmm. And so those right there let me know I'm doing something right.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
And so what did you notice within yourself, like from before you started and where you're at now? Like what was that big thing you noticed within yourself that happened within yourself?
You mean like as far as like changes, or you mean to within me to get me to kind of where I am?
Within you to get you to where you're at. Like the difference from that guy from when you got how big you are right now, and when you first had that idea for starting these drinks?
I will say, as far as who I am now versus when I first started, I'm still the same guy. I've always been the same guy. However, the mindset shifted from before to now, because I started seeing that it was actually going somewhere. And I don't mean just in the sense of, oh, we're getting followers, but I mean once again, the impact. Yeah. So I started seeing people who have been in it for 5-10 years before me, right, that have been in social media, and they started following me. They started hitting me up. I'm like, wait, so like these people are seeing something as well. Like I started seeing certain people copying certain things, and nothing, no shade or nothing like that, but they were copying certain things.
I mean, if you're doing it right, they will.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, so I started seeing stuff like that, right? So those things helped to form my mindset in a different direction. Like, wait a second, like, okay, we're doing more than just creating content, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the influencer and the content creator are one and the same. There's a big difference.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, so we're moving more so into the influencer space. Yeah. So my mind
touch people.
Exactly. Yes. So my mind started really shifting into that mindset. Like, okay, everything that we do, I have to look at it in a way that somebody's going to have an opinion. Somebody's going to move based on the influence that I'm putting out here on their screen. Mm-hmm. So I have to have that kind of mindset. Like, hey, I have to make sure, number one, I'm being authentic, everything I'm doing. And I also have to be mindful that, again, I do have influence now. I have a voice, right? So those are probably the two major differences from before to now.
Okay.
It's just always staying in that mindset.
Yeah. So question about that. So what, not to try to throw any other influences out there, but what separates you from yourself to other influencers? What do you think? Because,
it's the authenticity.
Yeah.
Because you get so many people, even when you have content that's curated to, a certain audience or to look a certain way, or overproduced or whatever.
The algorithm.
Yeah. Like you get certain, pieces of content that regardless, you can have it set up a certain way, but the authenticity is going to shine through the camera no matter what. And I see people in my space, and I see people in other different spaces or whatever, and you can tell that it's like, hey, look, they're putting on this to try to sound like this or do whatever. For me, I'm like, look, the same cat that you getting on your screen, okay, the same off this camera is because I'm the same dude. On the camera, I'm the same dude. So the authenticity is always going to be there. That, I believe, is what always separates me.
Yeah, I was mentioning to Rick the other day, I was like, man, this dude is on a 10 every video.
I'm telling you.
Like, you're an extrovert, like, and I was telling him, I was like, he's like talking through the camera, and was it always like that?
Yeah, I've always, okay, back up. All right. Okay. It was always like that after a certain point in my life. I will say, because I was an introvert when I was a kid. And
I was going to say, you weren't nervous in front of that camera at first? Because I know for me, when we first started doing this, I was hella nervous.
So A little backstory. I went to Edmondson Westside High School in Maryland, in Baltimore. It was a vocational school. I don't know if you're familiar with vocational schools at all. Yeah. So we got to choose. Kind of like an elective, right? And that's back when they had home ec class and
graphic design.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I picked media production technology.
Okay.
So when I went through high school, all through those years, I got to learn working cameras. I got to learn audio design, things like that. So at a young age, I got to see all of this stuff. So once it came time to jump in front of the camera,
was ready.
It was already go time. I already knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit more introverted. And then once I would probably say towards the end of high school, things kind of opened up for me. I wound up going to the military right out of high school. Okay. I went to the Army for a couple years, and that also
service.
Appreciate that. Thank you. That also exposed me to the rest of the world as well. So I got to be around different people, different walks of life. People talk different. People look whatever. So it really helped to bring out that, hey, look, I can walk in any room and talk to anybody and be comfortable. Yeah. Because I've already been around multiple types of people, comfortable. So
nice. So what was that video or that moment that changed everything for y'all? If you can remember, because I know you got a lot of videos now.
Busting through the algorithm, everything.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that there was two moments that really, really shifted things in a certain direction. Early on, I created something called bar bowls. I don't know if you guys been following me that long. So I had the cup with the bowl on the top with the food in it. We actually got a food truck built with bar bowls, by the way. I ain't tell nobody about that yet, but y'all are the first people hearing about it.
Okay.
So that video, we mixed Hennessy and Don Julio.
Yeah, man. Hey, drinks are strong.
Man. And that video went crazy viral, right? So I started having celebrities follow me, Matt Barnes, and actors following me. I'm like, oh man, like this is actually turning into something. And the second one I would say is I did a self-made cocktail. I call it a Hennessy drop or Henny drop. I did the one with the strawberry Henny drop. And when I did that one went viral and went crazy. That one right there is the one I would say that shifted lately. I made that one in December, I think.
Okay.
That one really, really took us to a whole nother level. And I mean, since then, it's been to the moon, man. Okay. Those two videos I would say were an integral part about it.
Okay, so that Hennessy, that's your go-to, or?
For cognac, I like the Douce as well. Okay. I'm really a whiskey guy though. I'm really a whiskey guy at heart. Okay. Love Knob Creek's probably my favorite. Four Roses is pretty good. But for my two darks, I would definitely say Hennessy for the cognac, and then just any type of good whiskey. Bourbons.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Nice. I was going to ask, when it comes to the different, because you're very versatile with your talent.
Appreciate it.
You're not just known for the cocktails, but your skits with her. I'm loving the skits with her.
Appreciate it.
The motivational stuff. You kind of give me like a, wallow. You kind of give me that kind of vibe. Like, I
appreciate it.
There's one reel that I watch of yours where it's like, ain't nobody watching your page like a hater. I literally watch that multiple times a week. And so I say all that to say, how are you trying to split up your content? Like this many videos, these many reels we're trying to do for cocktails. We're trying to incorporate more skits.
Yeah, what's the whole idea with content?
So the way and this goes back to the authenticity, right? Like I don't structure myself and my content like how most people do. Like, okay, let me schedule out the entire month. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do what I feel in the moment. I feel it. And I feel if it's been a minute since I've dropped some motivational knowledge. I can feel if it's been a minute since me and her did some content together. I can typically feel like, okay, like we've done 2 weeks straight worth of cocktails. I need to drop some gems on them real quick. Or hey, we got to speak to our married people. Hey, let's get in front of the camera. Let's do something. So typically it's a feeling. Like I don't really structure it in a, hey, let's pre-schedule out the entire month.
I even noticed you do it like a little medley. You'll do motivational behind the bar. So
as you doing the cocktail too.
So that's another thing I'm trying to add on, right? Like I'm trying to continue to add on, whereas though, like I'll mix it, like you said, like I'll mix some of the motivational or some of the relatable content where we talk about different things while I'm making a drink, and then just put your recipe in the caption so you can see it. And a lot of that is, and just give you some game. A lot of that is the method to the madness of keeping the attention, right? So when it comes to studying that social media algorithm, the main metric is watch time. That's the main metric. It ain't likes, it ain't shares, it ain't none of that. It's the watch time. How long you keep people on their app. And so for me, I did one the other day where, I came straight into the video where I was holding a knife in my hand and I was kind of jumping at the camera and talk. I did my little hook for 3 seconds and I get straight into the build, right? And while I'm doing that, I know that hook is gonna keep their attention for about a good 10, 15 seconds. Yep. After that, I need to do something what's called a pattern interrupt. Because if I keep you on the same screen for too long, you're probably gonna scroll. I'm gonna do a pattern interrupt so I can get you back engaged, get you back sitting up straight. Like, oh snap, wait, he just did something else. And then I'm gonna switch back to the video. Now I got you for longer. Yep. And then I'm gonna do another pattern interrupt because you're probably gonna scroll after that second one. After that first one. Then I'm gonna get you to the end. I'm gonna do a CTA so you can buy my book.
Now you're stuck.
Now you're stuck.
Now you want to see all the stuff.
You know what I mean? So it's like there's a science to this thing. Yeah. There's a science to how I do it when I do my videos. There's a science to how me and her when we do our hooks and things like that. But we're having fun with it. Yeah. Like we want our structures to be a certain way.
But the fun is
gotta be there. We gotta be having fun while we doing it. You know. Yeah. I hate editing though. That part. I hate it.
Hey, everybody like raw, uncut. Yeah.
Let me ask you on the skits. Like, is it a combined effort? Like, or is she initiating all that?
We do a combined effort. Like most times, I'm doing most of the concepts as far as what we're coming with. But a lot of times, like she'll come in and chime in on. Oh, what if we try this? What if we try that?
She said, if you can, you can hear.
You can hear. I was like, man. They started dropping that in the caption. I'm like, man,
we need to put that on a shirt.
Man, put that on a shirt. Patent right there, man.
Does she make drinks with you? Do y'all like make?
Who comes up with the drinks and who approves it or denies?
I come up with the drinks and then she's sitting there waiting like, okay, is it finished? Let me taste it.
She's the tester.
She's like, where's my drink?
Is she strict or is she?
Oh no, she like look whatever. She'll let me know if it's not her flavor because she's not like a super sweet person. Okay, like she likes her drinks savory or like a little bit in between. She's not like a super syrupy sweet person. So
so how do y'all come up with the drinks? Like some of the drinks you make is sweet and some because she don't like them. So how do you if you like them and she don't, y'all
so here's the thing. Like if I make something that she's not necessarily feeling, she'd say, look, like just pour me up some whiskey straight, right? or just give me some ice and whatever, right? Yeah. She'll tell me if it, and I know before I make it, I know if it's not for her. Yeah. She doesn't really like vodka, so I already know anything vodka, she ain't really feeling it. Yeah. Or if it's like super super sweet, she ain't feeling it. You know. Yeah. And so that's really her vibe. She over there nodding her head. Like, but for the most part, it's all about just me having that creativity. Like I'll sit down and I'll do my research. I'll say, oh, like I like how this bourbon smash looks online. Let me figure out how I can tweak this and make it something different. Instead of doing a bourbon smash, let's do a rum smash. Let's switch the base a little bit. Let's switch the citrus. Maybe add in some bitters or something like that. Let's come up with something new, and then I'll test it and see if it works. You know, a lot of what I came up with was a concoction of research of other drinks, of other traditional drinks, and me kind of add my own flavor and spin to it. Like, oh, I think this will be cool. Let's do that. Yeah. And then we go from there.
What gets y'all in the mood to drink? Like, what's y'all's favorite place to be in when y'all are in the house? Y'all like to like drink before y'all get to bed, or like are y'all waking up and drinking?
You know
what's your vibe?
It really depends on what's going on, because there are times when we might have like a little like a brunch type vibe where we like, okay, let's do some mimosas or whatever. Or we might have some late night caps where we might do some, it just depends. So we also have a lounge in our house where it's glassed off just like this in my house. So as soon as you come in the door, it's a whole long wall with glass or whatever, and we can go in there away from the kids, and that's where the bar is as well. And we can do our thing. So
do some grown up time.
Yeah. So sometimes it's there. Sometimes we might be in my office. We might be drinking, watching the game or something. It just depends. For me though, it's definitely at night though. It's definitely at night. Sun's gone down, kids off doing whatever the heck they're doing.
Yeah, chill.
Yeah, the playoffs on right now, so I'm just watching the Lakers game yesterday.
So we understand.
You know what I mean? I'm like, playoffs on, cool. Grab my whiskey, grab my ice, and I'm good. So I'll kick back and watch that. It just depends, though. It depends on how we feeling at the moment.
Yeah. All right, so are y'all a bit more of a liquor, wine, or beer? That depends too, or
yeah, it depends, because beer. She's more of a wine for sure.
Yeah, okay.
She loves some
females,
good wine.
They like good wine.
They do.
Yeah.
But beer, I'm not gonna lie, like some good and beer season in the fall, in the fall time when you get those Oktoberfest beers coming, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you talking IPAs and stuff?
Man, IPAs got to be super cold though. If it's not super cold, it's disgusting. But like like craft beers, you know what I mean? Like you get those like those blondes and stuff like that.
Some in-state made.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
man.
about.
Listen, a solid beer can hold up to a solid whiskey any day.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it can't.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, man.
Talking about beer, I'm an older millennial. My stomach is starting to.
Hey, look, I'm right there.
I like a Yingling.
Oh, I know you do.
Listen.
Oh yeah, Yingling.
Yingling. Like the first time I had it was on the East Coast. I don't really see too many people here drinking. I'm like, man,
I was in the military when I tried it. That's why.
It's more up north.
Wait, where you from?
I was in the military when I tried the Yingling.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she used to Texas.
Air Force.
Okay. She was Navy.
Oh, Navy.
Ooh, hey.
Okay.
She the smart one.
I guess
Air Force.
No, she the Air Force.
Yeah, she the Air Force.
She
Navy.
Navy.
They the same.
You know, people that can't get in the Air Force. You know,
I was a
all right,
grunt.
out of doing all of this, what is the hardest part of staying consistent or finding that motivation to stay consistent?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because the motivation is always there. The motivation to do it is always there. It's in my face. Whether I pick up my phone or whether I walk around the house, my kids,
family.
The family. I mean, the messages, like I told you, I get the inboxes, and the motivation factors are always going to be there. The hardest part to about staying consistent though is just, I would say, the time management. The time management of realizing like, okay, I have to be able to squeeze something in today, even if it's not a full blown video. I have to be able to get something in today. Me and her might have some stuff planned, some date night stuff. I might have some stuff with the kids. We still got to wake up, go to the gym in the morning. Yep. Whatever it is, I got to try to find a way to squeeze in my content to continue to feed that audience, right? That will be the hardest part, is that time management of making sure you get your stuff in. Yeah. And if you can't get it in that day, like, hey, find something that you posted 3-4 months ago and repurpose it, repost it. At minimum, you got
to do that.
At minimum, bang one of those out, right? That time management for sure. That's a killer for a lot of people.
Yeah, the family time, you got to be able to divvy that up. I understand, because I work and do this, and got a family too, so I understand how it goes. Man.
Absolutely.
I tip my hat off to you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Being able to do that.
So when can we expect that bestseller? Retired at 36.
Man, listen. I just discovered what a bestseller actually, like what tags a book as a bestseller.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
I found out like a year ago, but then I didn't.
It ain't easy, man. Because I thought, I'm like, all right, I must be coming up on something with this first volume, and I'm like, man, I ain't hitting on nothing based on that. It's 10,000 copies in a week, in 1 week, in 1 week.
Bro, just give us
1 week. In 1 week. So you get bestseller now. If you get it in that 1 week, it stays on your book for life, right? You don't have to continue to get it, but you get it that 1 week, it stays on your book for life. But eventually, you're gonna get it, bro. I appreciate that.
It's gonna be manifesting, man.
I'll buy 10,000 copies.
Existence.
All right, one question before we dip.
Talk to me.
What's your favorite drink out of all of the ones that you've made?
So when you say favorite drink, are you mean my specific
your personal drink? So on and off camera, favorite drink?
New York Sour. New York Sour.
That's on and off?
That's on and off. That's all time. That's all time my favorite drink. Okay. A New York Sour is a whiskey sour with red wine, top of red wine. So your whiskey sour is going to have your whiskey or bourbon mixed with fresh lemon juice and simple syrup. Okay. You shake it, pour it over block ice. But after that, you take it and you drop in red wine on top of it. And when you mix that red wine with the man, listen. Whenever y'all go out to another restaurant or whatever, ask them for a New York Sour. Okay. And then hit me up and let me know what you think.
Okay. For sure, man.
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Man, Bar Talk, man. Thank you for coming out, man.
I appreciate y'all.
Man. Hopefully we can have you again.
Absolutely.
Show love to end the dough, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, bro.
Most definitely. I gotta say pull up. Y'all gotta say pull up.
Pull it up.
Pull up.
And what's the other one? That's a sipper.
Dump it. You gotta say that's a sipper.
Yeah, that's a sipper. That's the one I like, man.
Yo, when I say dump, I be like, dump it.
Dump it. You got to.
I'd be doing corny.
Cut and print.